We should definitely like Diet Coke. Nike.
I've run out of drink, but never mind. I went downstairs and didn't get one. Bubble Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
PTG. Proxy Table Gaming.
Yeah.
We can add that so that this can be the start of the video. It's fine.
This is basically the
Bubble
best,
Rush.
the best welcome we've done.
I know. We should definitely still include this. Don't edit it out. So, Proxy Table Gaming, Hyper G and Lucky Sixes here in the house. Have you looked up a foreign language to say?
No.
Yes, I got him.
Auf Wiedersehen.
All right, that's not bad. I don't know the direct translation, but I'll do. Massacre.
G'day, mate.
Oh, no, don't waste one.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
You definitely don't like shrimp.
I don't.
No.
Scampi is the most I can go. Anyway,
Exactly, yeah.
here we are, Massacre semi-final, babies. Woo!
Yeah, woohoo! We already know who your opponent is. It's Hugh.
It's Hugh Scarlin, ex number one, and very much a Team England player. In the semi-finals, it's again no 0 to 20. It's simply on objectives. It's take and hold, and this is a very odd one. And I'll wait till we get to the deployment picture because I've got a separate deployment picture than anything else because it's a bit of an odd. It's a long description, so I'm not putting that on for people to read. And also, in the description, it says to confirm. Any description that says to confirm admits that in itself it's very complicated to read. So I'll try and explain it as best I can when we get to it. But it's purely on the objective, and it's a bit like secure target. That's what I'll say.
Okay, all right. Well, I know what secure target is. So that's a good start.
Exactly. We've got Warriors of the Dark Gods, Chosen, etc., etc., etc. On to Demons Legions. Now, I'm not the most familiar with Demon Legions. However, lots of people are starting to use Demon Legions a little bit more
with
and more. 2
words being specifically Dark Tide.
Yes, yeah. Cheers, Ed.
Yeah. That little-known master.
Let's see. But to be fair to Hugh, he is very knowledgeable about demons and
I think of all people jumping on bandwagons, Hugh is not
he's got his
he
own
plays everything.
Stuff,
so,
yeah.
you know.
So obviously a very, very good player. He's got 2 greater demons in the Scourge and the Courtesan of Sibaresh. I can't tell you exactly what it's got with all the kaleidoscopic flesh and things. I know that they've both got 5-up Aegis. Obviously armor, which I think is chitinous scales.
It would be.
I'm not sure.
I'm
the
not
Courtesan is the general and an adept on witchcraft. He's got so much magic in this as well, which I guess you kind of can with the demons having +2 veils and everything. So, but yeah, 2 great demons. Scourge has obviously got the rage, so I need to kill him quick. Or he is certainly going to kill me. Then he's got big unit of Myrmidons, 3 units, 10 Succubi with Darkhide, meaning they can scout kind of in their own deployment zone after deployment. 4 Brazen Beasts, 6 Eidolons with Scout and Champion, 2 Blazing Glories, 3 Veil Serpents who chose the -2 agility in base contact, and 5 Furies again with Darkhide. So, I mean, he's deploying 3 units, I think, is what it is.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually, with the Veil Serpents as well.
Well, the Eidolons are scouts. They're not fine. Did you count them?
No, Myrmidons, Brazen Beasts, Blazing Glory, Veil Serpents.
Sure. Okay, fair enough, yeah. So kaleidoscopic flesh is hard target, so you won't care about that.
I don't care about that.
Living shield is parry. You will care about that.
I'd certainly care about that.
Yeah, and Iron Husk is resilience 6.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, absolutely. Basically they're both resilience 6. The parry thing on low, I've always had a bit of a snigger for, but that's because I'm an elf at heart. So having parry seems an easy way to get around some of the soft sat stuff. But anyway.
I'll let you whinge about
On
that.
to the objectives. So we've got 4 objectives. In fact, I'll move us because we're over one of them. The 4 objectives are top right, in the middle, then on the right again, then middle.
Are we looking
Right.
for the little red flags?
They're the little red flags on the board. Basically, they're all on one half the board, which I thought would be better for me than spreading out everything.
So how did they come about? You are each placing 2 of them, are you?
Yeah, so you have my 2 are on my half of the board. You can see the sort of the middle, what do you call it? No man's land area is split into 4 sections. You have to have on my half, you have to have 1 in the bottom section, 1 in the top section, and my opponent does the same. Each one has to be 12 inches apart.
Sure.
And we were saying there's definitely some way in which you can not have something not be able to be placed, but we didn't want to try and work it out.
Yeah, if you went.
Yeah. But anyway, so you do it back and forth, and you do it like that, and this is where they ended up with the most wide, the one in the centre. In the end, so we're kind of dealing with a half of the board. Me having only 5 units, I was quite happy for that, if I'm honest. So I was happy enough in this part and where all the objectives were.
Well, if he's only deploying 5 units, you can go toe to toe with that.
Well, that's it. What we did was we deployed, and I went for first. I thought there's no point even trying to play around with this Dark Hide list. I'll just deploy for first. Get roughly where I want to be, and let's see what we can do really with it. So this is deployment. I've got Chosen, then my main brick of warriors, Lust Warriors. I said I was going to do something different, and I am, because it's now a bunker.
Oh my lord!
Why not? What on earth? What else can I do against this?
Who saw that coming?
Right.
Who saw that coming?
So
not me.
Here we go. So my thought is I also chose Hellfire instead of
nice. Okay.
Because I need to get his great demons down some before they go into my Chosen.
Sure.
That's my thought process. So
because the Venandr's the Scourge has 4 pages in combat, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So basically, that was going to be my target. I was going to try and get that down to maybe 2 or 3 wounds, and then go in with something was my plan. Whether or not I could actually enact that plan is another thing, but that was the idea behind that. I've already got a reroll to wound on my bound spell guy. It can only do it on the big warriors unit, but I figure everything else is strength 6. So reroll to wound is probably the least useful here, and obviously it has lethal strike. I don't need that as well. So I've got Chosen, then the warriors, then the Lust bunker, then Chosen. On his side, he's got from left to right the Blazing Glory, Succubi Furies behind, Sibaresh Corsan, then the Veil Serpents, the Blazing Glory, Myrmidons, Scourge, Brazen Beasts, and Succubi behind. Here we go. That's an overview from that point of view as well. Just to show all of you where it is. He's got the Eidolons over here in the forest as well, scouting.
Much like the Dark Riders, you just let them do what they can do.
I mean, they're all beasts. They have all of them, even the infantry, a fairly high movement. The other reason I quite liked my deployment was that I didn't really allow any flanks and him to get around me that easily.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
With my first turn, I kind of do that somewhat a bit more, making sure everything from the courtesan to the Eidolons are in my front with my Chosen, so he can't get around me in the side. The warriors sort of just go up and face that way, leaving the Scourge still in the front, but Brazen Beasts are a bit too far. And the Chosen moving up, not too aggressively, because I don't want anything to come in. I don't want multi-charges, basically.
No, you don't want everything.
I can take things one-on-one. Actually, I'm thinking, well, I'm going first in a lot of times, which is really good. So let's see. Let's try and get some one-on-ones, basically. I get 5 pages, which he lets off. He's not going to do anything to this unit, so he lets it off. And on to his turn. So, don't worry too much about the drawings, but basically he's just moved up and moved out on the left-hand side with his blade. Don't mind too much because it's out of the way. I'm not going to take any long charges at this point. I don't think, anyway. But, yeah, Eidolons are out of line of sight. And yeah, otherwise he just moves up with everything, puts his Veil Serpents a bit closer to the Scourge, and yeah,
the Blazing Glories come forward. That's
Blazing
a classic
Glory
Hugh move.
Right up. I mean, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, is there any reason not to charge him? I can't do much.
That's
in
what
the
he
way
wants.
Of, I know, but what else am I going to do?
Oh, that's what he wants.
And I guess this is the issue with the list is I only have one way of dealing with things.
This is from now on known as the Scarlin Swerve.
The Scarlet Swerve, I like it.
Some
shots go in, and I didn't realise the Eidolons are back to 1, 2, 3, 4 failing on armour.
Yeah. It's horrible.
That's well good.
So good.
But yeah, either way, he does some wounds, and he gets some witchcraft stuff. He gets rerolls to wound off on his Blazing Glory, I believe, with a witchcraft on this chosen unit. I can't remember what it was. I think it was what's the 4 up one? Wheel turns. I think that was what on them. So
well, you've had history with that.
Yeah, I think I tried to stop it and couldn't. So I was like, oh, okay. So I don't go in with that unit. Basically, I go in with the other unit. That's a little bit further, but I think I'm still pretty much auto in. Just thinking I can't do much else if I'm really honest to myself. I don't know what's going to happen. I was thinking about what I could do, and then I thought, well, that's why I've got this list, just to go in and punch face. I'm like, I know, I'm thinking I'm probably going to beat the Blazing Glory, and then he's going to multi-charge with everything. But then I'll have some multi-charges. I've got a bit of movement to come, so let's see what we can do. I sort of swivel, should we say, my unit in the middle to get some counter charges potentially. My chosen on the left move back. I don't know what to do against all of that. I'm like, well, if it can hold him up for as long as possible, then great. My Lost Warriors come to be 18 inches from the Scourge, so they get nice. A bit of a Hellfire. And my chosen unit here, I looked at the Brazen Beast stats, and I know that even if they charge me, I go first. So I like the Scourge is like agility 1 as well. So I'm like, okay, you'd have to maximise models. I wouldn't get much against the Scourge, which isn't a terrible thing because it's got rage. Let's do it. Let's provide him an easy charge.
You've always got your Lust Warriors to charge in if they need to afterwards.
Exactly, my friend. Hellfire comes down. Baby. He tries to stop it. He doesn't. It does 4 wounds.
That's amazing.
To this Scourge, meaning he's only got 2 left.
Yeah.
3 left. I think it's 7 wounds. Well happy about that, and I'm hoping that it can help me out with some charges later on.
Yeah, 3 left.
Over here, I was really disappointed. What is it? Not 30, not quite 30 attacks. What was it? 24 attacks. Did 2 wounds to a Blazing Glory.
That's not great.
I didn't respect his stats. So
he's offensive and defensive 10.
Yeah. So I'm hitting him on 5s, then wounding him on 3s.
Yeah.
And then he's got the 5 up. But I couldn't help but feel that was. Let's do the maths now. 26 is about 25. So 5s is a third. 9 hits. 6 wounds.
4 get through. Not enough to kill it.
But then I would crumble it. Yeah, I would crumble it then.
So, where is his general? The Scourge or the
Courtesan, so not anywhere near. So I'm like, I don't know. It's not too out of the way of averages, but I felt a bit done by you.
Sorry, what was the spell that was on him?
It was rerolls to hit to wound from his point of view. So
so it
he did 4 wounds, which was decent enough. But I was, I couldn't help but feel like this really was a bad spot for me.
Sure.
I need
you want
to be
just blow
facing.
through. Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to get a counter charge, I need to be facing stuff, and I'm just
Yeah,
not facing stuff. So I was like, oh, and which means he can completely ignore that unit for now. Cause it's, well, I don't know. I'm hoping I can do it on this turn, but we'll see. So I was.
So you've turned to face his army and gone too wide.
Yes, I have. Basically, the Scourge, because I want as many attacks on the Scourge as possible. But because it's going second. So, yeah, a bit disappointed, but there we are. On to his turn, and
Here he comes.
Here he comes. And this, boys and girls, is where I massively flubbed. The unit on the right is Brazen Beast coming in. I'm thinking, yeah, great. He's got a bit of magic, but I just need to stop the agility spells. He puts his Veil Serpents in, which have the -2 agility, and I completely forgot.
Yeah,
I just completely forgot they had that.
Go back to the picture before, because that shows where the Veil Serpents were beforehand.
Yeah, I mean,
you can just see them in the top next to the Scourge.
9 as well, so they're even
absolutely. So they are a threat, but man, yeah.
I think they both needed a 6 and a 7 respectively. Veil Serpents and
with Swift Stride,
both. Everything's got Swift Stride anyway.
Of course it has.
I was so annoyed at myself that I forgot about it. I was so annoyed because it's the difference between the Chosen just evaporating or evaporating the Brazen Beast. It's such a
agility is massive. It's huge,
and he's only got one agility debuff thing.
Deception of Glamour. Yeah.
So I'm like, right, that's all I need to stop. Everything else he can have and whatever, but that's the one I need to stop. And then it didn't matter in the end anyway. So I was so annoyed. Because that's my whole flank gone. I'd already had the disappointment of the Blazing Glory fiasco.
Yeah.
Of 2022.
Thanks to the swerve.
And then when the Scourge comes in, you're like, okay, fair enough. And even Hugh being Hugh as well, he even manages to not line him up because everything's already in combat, so he doesn't need to let me have 9 attacks. He's only 6 attacks. So I'm like, things are just going wrong. But I still only need to do 3 wounds. It could still happen.
Yes. Yeah. It could.
His courtesan comes up into the flank here. Everything else just
and the sweet spot.
Everything is. It's just his movement is insane, just coming around the flank. So yeah, fair play. He gets whatever that is. 2 from Thaumaturgy.
What lore is that? Thaumaturgy. That's the one changes your resilience or his strength.
Yeah, sure.
Reduces your resilience, then, isn't it?
Smite the Unbeliever.
That's the one.
So yeah, and then he also gets rerolls to wound, and I was like, just everything, man. It wasn't even close. Like,
no, I was going to say.
I think I had 6 attacks and did like 5 wounds, so I was well chuffed. But it didn't matter. He overruns into my Lust Warrior bunker, and folks, that is not going well.
No.
Also, he just evaporates me. I do
and the Blazing Glory survived.
Yeah, I do 1 wound to the Blazing Glory, 1 wound to the Scourge, which obviously more attacks and stuff. He just evaporates me. Moves to like this. I can't charge a Scourge. I can only charge a Blazing Glory. He's surrounding me all around. It's not going well.
No, not
I charge my Chosen into the Succubi on the left because what else am I going to do? Yeah, DTs, but at least I can get that unit and maybe go for that objective, maybe. He's got Blazing Glory, so I'm not sure, but yeah. I charge my General into his Blazing Glory because
it's only taken 7 battles for you to charge your Lord out on his own.
Yeah, we've got beef.
Yeah, definitely.
I need him done, mate.
That Blazing Glory at least only has defensive skill 4 now.
Yeah, didn't decide to move anything else out because I wanted the bound spell guy, that prelit guy in that unit. I have to go 6 wide in order to be like this, and then I face the courtesan because that's all I'm going to be able to do, I think. I managed to get 5 pages on him as well, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
And I get +1 to hit on the Lust Warriors. Who knows?
In case,
Who knows? They do go through the Succubi. I think it's to be expected. And they face
attacking
like this.
First, it is. Yeah.
They face like this to obviously face the Succubi, but also to give the Blazing Glory as far away as possible. It is like movement 8, so it's still.
Where is the Blazing Glory? I can't see it.
It's down this corner. It's
fair
not
enough.
on this picture, but
Fair.
obviously as well, the Greater Dominion thing gives. He is allowed to give a unit Strider, so Ruins don't care about him as well. There were so many rules to keep up with. I kill the Blazing Glory.
I mean, I'd like to say congratulations, but
yeah, I don't quite get enough on my overrun though to get out of the sight of the Myrmidons. So
they might fancy their chances. Yeah,
it's not great. These guys go through the Lust Warriors pretty easily.
Veil Serpents MVP.
Yeah, the agility was just so big in this, and I was like at this point I was like, well, you've gone through my 3 units on the flank. I think this is game. I don't even think with the objectives. I don't think I can win.
You've lost 3 scoring units.
Yeah, and I was so annoyed. It was such a obvious mistake. But yeah,
I mean, if we look at the objectives right now, he's got top right. He's got a succubur unit claiming that one. On the left, he's got a succubur unit contesting that one with your chosen, and then in the middle, he's got a Scourge, Brazen Beasts.
You got it,
and a Sibaresh.
So I'd need to kill his scoring units, which are 1, 2, 3. I mean, I'm hoping, out of hope, that my chosen lord could do something on his own. Maybe I don't know. But yeah. So in 2 charges, both of these go in. He gives this unit the Strider banner, so they don't care. And the Court of Sibaresh goes into. Lord along with the
yes, because it's ridiculously high movement as well, isn't it? And bonus in the flank, isn't it?
It is.
That's that one, isn't it? Yeah.
So both get in as such. It doesn't matter too much on the maximum.
Interesting. He's maximised like that. Or is that as far as they could wheel?
It might have been something to do with wheel. At this point, we both know that he's going to challenge, so it doesn't matter.
Sure.
Over here gets in with both. I think he only needed like a 5 for the Blazing Glory, so I was clutching as much as I could, but there we go. After combat, this is what it is. I just don't do any wounds. I was a bit gutted actually, but he has got. Is that the wheel turn? So it's not, is it? That's the agility.
It's deception, agility one. Yeah.
I did try and stop it.
Sure. Yeah.
What are you going to do? It was just one of those things. I was like, of course, I failed that. Okay. This picture is deceptive because my chosen lord is no longer there.
I was going to say, he's just gone through you anyway.
Yeah. It wasn't close. It wasn't close, unfortunately. And we are already at the final picture because I gave it an extra turn just to see if I could. The answer was I couldn't. No. Which meant I lost, and my massacre run somewhat come to an end. In Hugh goes to the final. He outplayed me. I thought my deployment was pretty good, and I just forgot about the Veil Serpents, and it was just massive. And you can't do that in a semi-final, my friends. You cannot. No. So
let's just hypothetically, because we've got time on the short report. Hypothetically, the Veil Serpents don't go in, and you're attacking before your Brazen Beast. He has Deception of Glamour to cast, but you use all your Dispel dice to dispel that, obviously. What does he get instead of Deceptive Glamour? Probably. Wheel turns.
Means I'm 4 up, 4 up in, so I do 8 wounds.
So that realistically would hold you in place. You'd lose your other chosen anyway, because the score just comes in.
Has he got 4 wounds each or 3? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. It's at least 3. Yeah.
But the thing is, I do that before he goes. I think if I do 8 wounds before he goes, I either kill 2. Well, I kill 2, which means he's only got 2 attacks back, and I don't think he can do 8 wounds.
Massively.
So,
no. And then going into your turn, you reform and you charge the flank of the Scourge.
So that's what what I was thinking. I was thinking, even if he gets his Veil Serpents in, who did no wounds whatsoever.
They didn't need to. They've done their job.
Either.
They've done their job the minute they impact. Yeah.
It was massive. It was massive, and he moved. Hugh had moved them over in order to do that, and I guess I got too aggressive with that unit, and it is what it is. And as soon as as soon as he said that, I was like, oh,
Mm.
rubbish. I said a different word, but we'll stick with that. But,
Rhubarb.
yeah, it was good. Despite that, it was good to chat to Hugh. He's a very, very good player, and
Yes.
showed his class as well throughout. He convinced me to go another turn to try it, and when it didn't work, he was like, "Yeah, fair play."
He was enjoying himself.
Of
He
course,
wanted to
of
continue,
course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really quick battle. We sort of got straight on with it and cracked on. And it's nice to play Hugh. And yeah,
Nice to see the Scarlin swerve in action.
the Scarlin getting a forward.
Please let that take on.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? But yeah, as I said, sticks me in third or fourth, and we do have a third or fourth playoff just for fun.
The good old World Cup.
Yeah, so it's not quite the end of my Massacre fiasco.
No.
But so we have one more battle to see whether I can come third or fourth. Can I get the podium? And it's against one of your previous.
It is against Mr. Williams of Luke. With his Vampire Courtier.
Yeah, which is an awesome list to play against, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, really fun.
But I have had 2 20s against vampires so far, so maybe it's looking good.
All's fitting into place for a podium. Let's hope so. So, give us your comments on everything you thought about how Hugh basically bossed it, really, didn't he?
He did. I'm very interested to hear people's opinion on the matchup itself. As I've grown with this list, I guess I tend to see things with high movement as a really bad matchup for me, and he obviously had it with everything. Has decent amount of agility stuff as well to stop my chosen. So I kind of put it as a bad matchup, but it was more to do with Hugh, if I'm honest, than it was the Daemons.
Oh, absolutely. The player behind the list has matchup.
So if there is anything, firstly, what people thought of the matchup. Secondly, if there was anything I could have done better. Would it have been better to go wide rather than stay in one corner? I personally thought it was better to stay in one corner, but if someone's got any other opinions, then please do share and let us know what I could have done better.
And what you should have done better.
What I should have done.
Brilliant. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, do all that stuff. Patreon is there if you wish to join us. And yeah, we'll look forward to the third place playoff coming soon.
Yeah, it's a fun one, to be fair.
Good. They always are.
See you later.